Have you ever made a mistake so small, yet it changed your entire life? That's what happened to Maya Khan, a 27-year-old woman with tired eyes, a broken suitcase, and dreams she could barely afford. It all started with one wrong bag. A black leather suitcase that looked just like hers, rolling down the carousel at Karachi International Airport. She grabbed it without thinking. She didn't know that inside that bag was something priceless, not jewelry, not money, but something that would connect her to a man who'd lost hope. And that man was the CEO of one of Pakistan's largest tech companies. This is the story of two people, one desperate for a chance, the other desperate for a reason to believe again. And it all began with the wrong luggage. Airplane Chapter 1, The Bag That Wasn't Hers. Maya had never flown before. Her palms were sweaty as she stepped into the arrival hall, clutching her cheap handbag and glancing around for her cousin who had promised to pick her up. The noise, the lights, the chaos, everything felt like too much. She was coming from Lahore, escaping a job that barely paid her rent. She'd saved every rupee to come to Karachi, hoping for something better, anything better. When she reached the baggage carousel, she saw a line of identical black suitcases circling endlessly. Her old one was scuffed, with a tiny pink ribbon tied to the handle. She spotted what looked like it, same size, same ribbon, and grabbed it. She didn't know it then, but her entire life had just changed. At her cousin's small apartment that night, Maya unpacked the bag. Inside were perfectly folded suits, silk ties, a laptop, and a leather notebook embossed with the initials, AR. Her heart sank. "This isn't mine," she whispered. The bag smelled faintly of expensive cologne and paper, not like her worn clothes and cheap perfume. She stared at the notebook, curiosity battling fear. When she opened it, her eyes widened. Inside were sketches, diagrams, and words she didn't understand, ideas for an upcoming product launch, notes about company shares, even a personal letter addressed to, "My son, if you ever read this." Maya froze. The handwriting trembled with emotion. The letter spoke of regret, of a father too busy chasing success to see his child grow up. It ended with a haunting line. "Greater than, if I could trade all my money for one more chance to make things right, I would." Maya felt tears blur her vision. Whoever this man was, he wasn't just powerful, he was broken. She knew she should return the bag immediately. But there was a problem. Her phone had died, her cousin's Wi-Fi wasn't working, and she had no money to go back to the airport. So she waited till morning. Meanwhile, across the city, Aamir Rahim, CEO of Nextwave Technologies, was pacing his penthouse. His assistant had just informed him, his luggage had been swapped. Inside that bag was not just his clothes, it held the final prototype sketches of his new invention, a device that could revolutionize mobile payments for the poor. More importantly, it held that letter. The one he wrote to his late wife's son, a son he hadn't spoken to in 5 years. For Aamir, the bag wasn't just luggage, it was a lifeline to the only two things left that mattered, redemption and legacy. He ordered his driver to go to the airport immediately. But there was no record of who took the bag, no footage clear enough to show her face. All he knew was that someone, somewhere, was walking around with everything he couldn't afford to lose. That morning, Maya returned to the airport with the bag, hoping to find its rightful owner. But before she could reach the counter, she accidentally dropped the notebook, and when she bent to pick it up, she noticed a photo. Tucked inside, it was a picture of a young boy, smiling beside a woman. The boy's shirt had the logo Nextwave Technologies. She hesitated. Something in her heart told her this man, whoever he was, needed help. Instead of handing the bag over to airport security, she searched the name online, Aamir Rahim. The internet flooded with results, business magazines, interviews, headlines calling him, the untouchable CEO. She gasped. She had the CEO's bag. That night, after many doubts, she wrote an email using the address written on one of the documents. Greater than, Dear Mr. Rahim, I think I have something that belongs to you. I didn't mean to take it. I'm sorry. I can return it tomorrow. Please let me know where to meet. Maya. She hit send. She didn't expect him to reply. But he did, within 10 minutes. Greater than, I appreciate your honesty. I will meet you myself. Dash dash dash. Briefcase Chapter 2, The Meeting That Changed Everything. The next morning, Maya stood outside a quiet cafe in Clifton, clutching the suitcase like it was a bomb. She felt underdressed, her simple shalwar kameez against the backdrop of expensive cars and glass buildings. Then a black Mercedes stopped. A tall man stepped out, his eyes sharp yet tired. He looked like someone who hadn't slept in weeks. Aamir Rahim. He approached slowly, his gaze fixed on the suitcase. "You have no idea how much this means to me," he said quietly. Maya smiled nervously. "I really didn't mean to take it. They all look the same." He nodded, taking the bag. "It's all right. You did the right thing returning it. Most wouldn't have." Before she could leave, he stopped her. "Wait, how did you find me?" She hesitated. "I read the notebook. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to pry." Something flickered in his eyes, pain, but also curiosity. "You read the letter?" he asked softly. "Yes, and I think whoever it was meant for, deserves to read it too." Aamir froze. He hadn't expected anyone, least of all a stranger, to remind him of the truth he'd buried for years. He asked her to sit. What began as an awkward conversation turned into hours of unexpected honesty. Maya told him about her struggles, her father's death, the debt collectors, her failed job interviews. Aamir listened quietly, something in her raw truth breaking the walls he'd built around himself. By the time the cafe lights dimmed, he spoke the words he hadn't said in years. "I lost my wife in a car accident. My son blames me. He left for London and never came back. I thought success would fix everything. But it just made me lonelier." Maya said nothing for a moment. Then softly, she replied, "Maybe success doesn't fix things. Maybe kindness does." He looked at her, really looked, and saw not a struggling girl, but someone brave enough to care about a stranger. Dash dash dash. Days later, he called her again, this time not about the bag. He offered her a job. "Your honesty and empathy are rare. I want people like you around me," he said. Maya joined Nextwave as a personal assistant. Weeks turned into months. She proved herself, hardworking, loyal, unafraid to speak the truth. But more than that, she helped Aamir reconnect with his son. One day, she sent the boy an email, without telling Aamir, attaching a scanned copy of the letter. 2 weeks later, his son walked into his office and hugged him. Aamir cried like a child that day. And when Maya saw that, she knew, sometimes, life's biggest miracles begin with the smallest mistakes. Dash dash dash. Sunrise Epilogue. The message. A year later, Maya stood on the same airport floor where it all began, now wearing a crisp suit, holding her own luggage, about to board a plane to represent Nextwave Technologies at a global summit. As the announcement echoed through the hall, she smiled. One wrong bag had led her to the right destination.